Wow, this better be good stuff because I feel like the devil's trying to get me not to film. Hello friends and acquaintance, I hear the fan droning in the background, just pretend it's the ocean or something, nice and calm and soothing. Alright, here we go. So today I want to talk about Noah. Not really so much about him as about God and why he sent the flood. Because I always have struggled with the question of why did God send a flood to destroy the whole world and save one family if he's a love and just God? Why would he do that? And this is the answer. If you actually read the Bible,
reading the Bible, what a concept, right?
in Genesis 6:6, that the Lord was grieved that he had made man on the earth, and his heart was filled with pain. So the Lord said, I will wipe mankind whom I have created from the face of the earth. So that's the NIV version. Now let me read you the ESV version, because the NIV version is like a sense for sense, what the Hebrew said, but the ESV is more of a word for word. And the Lord regretted that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him to his heart. The Lord was grieved that he had made man on the earth. Men's sin was so bad, and people just were turning away from God and didn't want him at all in their lives, that the Lord was grieved that he had made them, and his heart was filled with pain. This was a crazy realization for me, because you hear all the time God knows exactly what you're going through, and he loves everyone and feels so much pain when people turn away from him, and Jesus was tempted and knows just what you're going through, and blah blah blah. We hear all the time God understands our pain, God knows what we're going through. But when we're suffering, we're right, God understands my pain, but does he really? Listen here to me, my friend. Yeah, God has experienced it. Regret, grief, pain, these are all results of sin. And yet God felt these things. I feel I always assumed that because God is perfect, he didn't have to feel the repercussions of our sin. But that cannot be further from the truth. Just the fact that he had to send his son to die for us. God didn't have to sin to get the consequences of sin. Our sin caused God to have these consequences. And God knew full well that he knew what he was getting into. He knew that he risked this when he created man. God, in Genesis, knew that the fall was going to happen, yet he created humans anyway, and he created humans with that choice to sin or not to sin, Hamlet's to be or not to be. And because it kind of is to be or not to be, because okay, you can live with me forever in paradise here in the Garden of Eden, or you can die. And it's then I have to go and save you and have all this pain and suffering. And God knew that was gonna happen, but he chose it anyway, because us choosing to do what we were created for, which is to have a loving, trusting relationship with God, that is what brings the most glory to him, because he created us so he could have a relationship with us. And so we could live perfectly with him. And just that is just mind-blowing to me. The fact that God knew that he was gonna have to suffer because of these human beings he created who are so much lower than him, but who he makes greater than they could ever be, because God makes us righteous, and God gives us all these gifts and talents and things to glorify him. What? There have been times in my life when my friends don't meet my expectations. That sounds familiar.
#Judas betraying Jesus.
Also, just the disciples didn't always pick up what Jesus was throwing down. Jesus is I'm gonna die and rise again. And Peter's no, Jesus, you're never gonna die. You're gonna be with us forever. I'm not gonna let anyone kill you. And Jesus is you don't understand. That's why I came here to die. Get behind me, Satan. And Peter had good intentions, but they just weren't God's intentions, and they yeah, anyway, that's a different video. All the time, Jesus is guys, I'm gonna die and then I'm gonna rise again. And the disciples just went over their head, and they aren't even listening to the Lord. What I'm trying to say is that Jesus gets when your friends you and your friends just aren't quite clicking, or when your friends betray you or walk away from you. People walk away from God all the time, and it's God understands that. Sometimes you want to get to know someone better, or you see that little cutie and you're they love Jesus, they're a genuine person, they think great things about life, and you're God, like, I want to date them. They don't really seem all that interested in you, and you're like, okay, well, okay, that's fine. Like, kind of angry, like, God, like, why did you make them so cool? Really, you had to make them that cool that I have all these feelings and blah, 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 blah. This can be, like, with a, like, friendship, or, like, just, like, a friend that you had that, like, is straying away from you, or just whatever, or, like, if you're, like, interested in, like, pursuing a romantic relationship. There's so many things this is applicable for. Do you ever find yourself thinking, wow, I care about this person so much, and they don't seem to care about me back, and it's very heartbreaking and just sad, and like, God, like, why did you create people to want to have relationships with, and like, community? Because sometimes it just hurts so much, and like, why does it have to be that way? And I think the answer to that is in this passage, that God really didn't have to create people at all. He chose to restart the world with Noah and his sons, and they really weren't perfect at all by any means either, but Noah trusted in God. And that shows me that a relationship with God, a loving, trusting relationship with God, is so worth it. It is so worth any of the pain you could ever experience. And a reflection of that is like our relationship with other human beings. Like, loving, trusting relationship between human beings is so worth it. I just want you to have that hope, that just pursue a loving, trusting relationship, and your relationships with other people and with God, because our relationship with God is worth so much more than a relationship with any human. Like, certainly relationships with humans can be a reflection of our relationship with God, and like, they can be really good things. I have to go. That's really the message I wanted to share with you. I hope you got something out of it. Please comment if you did get something out of it. Comment your thoughts, like this video, share and subscribe. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye! With this sound. Hi, I'm Sarah Thompson. I'm from Illinois. Amen. Are you kidding me? Okay. When I turn on the camera, my sweet people over there are like blowing up an air mattress. Wow. I got new lights. I've got a mic, but I'm not using it right now because it took me a while to like just set this up, and I'm trying to learn, so bear with me.